What's up, guys? Welcome to B Sports Picks. Today I'm going to be walking through 4 baseball games. I'm also going to hook you up with 2 batter props. So stay tuned for that. If you like this sort of information, make sure you subscribe. So we're finally back in the green as of yesterday. Let me show you what happened real quick, and then I'm going to walk through 4 baseball games and give you 2 batter props. So yesterday we're back in the green, 1.42 units up, 71% hit rate. We were up a 5-2 day. So it was a decent day. Where it was a losing streak. It was a losing game the day before that, and then we had a slight loss the day before that. So we were on a 2-day losing streak, and then yesterday we came right back. So again, I'm going to hook you guys. I'm going to walk through 4 games that I like. Actually, I'm going to walk through 4 games that I'm looking at. I think I'm going to probably go with one. I'm not sure yet. I have to actually go through the data. And then I'm going to hook you guys up with 2 batter props that I like. So stay tuned for that. Now, today I went to go place the bet over here on Hard Rock, and they told me that they've exceeded the payout limits for this market. So basically, they were not taking my bet at $45. Usually this happens when you've been crushing them, and they just don't want to take the money anymore. So I had to go with a different book. But it's starting to happen more and more often now, especially on batter props. And I just got to keep going, man. So anyways, it is what it is. Yesterday, this happened. We had a 5-2 day. I gave away this one for free. If you were here yesterday, I literally gave you guys this one for free. Yankees +1 and the Tigers -1. What's up, man? Good morning. So I gave you guys this one for free. This one hit. The Phillies, I'm not sure if I gave this one away. I know for sure it was in the VIP. That one hit. And then I took this one I actually took the night before. I liked the Yankees and the Tigers the night before, so I took that. And then I actually liked the Tigers and the Phillies, so I took that. And then I gave away this one inside the VIP for sure, Yandy Diaz, so that hit. So again, guys, it was a 5-2 day. Overall was about a unit. What the hell was this? 1.42 units. And the 2 losses were Caleb Durbin. He ended up getting 2 RBIs, and then the Reds, somehow they lost dramatically. Basically, the line was too dramatic to ignore. I was saying about how they went from underdog to favorite. I explained all that, but it didn't come through for us. So either way, it is what it is. 5-2 day, a decent day. Let's move on, man. So this is the data I'm going to go through. It's going to be 4 games, and I'm going to hook you guys up with 2 batter props. If you like this sort of information, make sure you subscribe. Also, share this live, share this video when you see it. And if you want to get more information on crushing the books, again, guys, make sure you subscribe. All right, here we go. So I know this is a little bit harder to read, so I'm not going to go into all the damn details. But basically, I'm going to just tell you if I like it, I don't like it, and stuff like that. So there's 4 games I'm going to go through. The first one is going to be the Rays and the Tigers. I'm doing a little bit different here. There's a little bit tighter market. Overall, let me show you what the hell I'm talking about. Give me a second. So you can see right here, the Rays are 4.5 projected to win versus the Tigers at a 4.3. All right, that's what I have right here, but I know it's real small to see. Anyways, let me get into this. Give me a second. Sorry about that. All right, here we go. Tigers versus Rays. The line moved from a -108 to a -110 for the Rays. So it's a very, very slight line move. I don't like to see that. I like to see it a lot more than that. But there's a lot of data that shows that the Rays might take this. And also one big indication is that the Tigers played 2 games yesterday. Plus they traveled. So not only are they tired, they played 2 games and they traveled. Okay, so the Rays did play yesterday, so it does diminish that lean, that edge a little bit, but not by much. They should be very tired. All right, so we got the Detroit Tigers over here, 48-27, versus the Rays. They're 41-33, so they're a little bit less overall. You got the pitchers here, Flaherty for the Tigers, 4.03 ERA. Compare that to Boss. This dude's been pretty decent here with a 6-3 in the last 9 games, 71 strikeouts, 4.54 ERA. And then we got the record. That's just a breakdown. Now we got the bullpen. This is where it becomes interesting because, like I mentioned, they played 2 games yesterday, so their bullpen is very tired. All right, so check this out. The Tampa Bay bullpen, they have a 1.82 ERA. Compare that to the Tigers' 4.09 ERA. So I guess what I'm trying to say here is that if you don't know what a bullpen is, it's just the relieving pitchers. So when the main pitcher gets out of the game, they come in with the bullpen, and the bullpen today is going to be very weak. Actually, this is the opposite. Give me a second. Yeah, the bullpen is going to be very weak for the Tigers because they're on a back. They're not only on a back to back, but they were 2 games. Okay. Now we got the Tigers. They're ranked 4th for on-base percentage, and then the Rays. So there's a contradiction there. So just so you know, I'm staying away from this game because there's a lot of contradictions. I was liking the Rays, but I'm staying away because I might take it. I'm going to wait for later today. If that line shifts more towards the Rays, I'm going to go with the Rays. But the line is so tight, especially everything I just said with the back-to-back and the 2 games and all this stuff. That line should have shifted a lot more than it has. So that's why I got to be careful because there's a lot of other indications that are contradicting. Also, the other one is big here is that it says that the Rays are favored to bat in the 9th. So what that means is that the books think that the Rays are going to be losing in the 9th inning, so therefore they're going to have to bat. So for all those reasons, I'm going to stay away from this game. And like I said, I'm walking through this information just like you are. So I have not looked at this morning. I have looked at other stuff, but not this stuff. So right now, as it sits, I'm staying away from the Rays unless the line moves. Okay. Now we got the Yankees versus the Orioles. I'm looking towards the Yankees. The line did shift. It going from a 220 to a 225. So the line is shifting towards the Yankees' favor. 81% of the handle, 84% of the money is coming in on the Yankees. So let's keep going here. Orioles are, let me erase this. Give me a second. That was just game data from the previous game. All right, Max Fried is one of their better pitchers. Look at his ERA. He has one. Max Fried is very good. Look at this, 9-2 overall in the last 11 games. And then he has an ERA of 1.89, 90 strikeouts. Compare that to Sugano. He's at 5-4, 3.3 ERA. So this dude is pretty much double better. So I don't know if that made sense or not. But anyways, wait a minute. What the hell's going on here? Why is this saying Rodon? Give me a second. Let me check something. Let me check who. What the hell am I looking for? Okay, fantasy alarm. Let's check for the Yankees. Who's starting? It's Max Fried. Okay, so let's go back over here. This information is wrong. It's just the name is Max Fried, which we ran the data. So what happens is that we run the data twice. We run the data the night before, and then we run the data today. So sometimes that gets a little mixed up right here. But overall, we're running the data for Max Fried. Let's keep going. Yankees bullpen, this again is the backup, 2.62. Compare that to the Orioles, 2.86, which is very similar. The contradictions here is that the Orioles have a good rank. This is what I said about the Yankees yesterday. We took the Yankees yesterday and they won. Actually, 2 days ago, sorry. So we took the Yankees 2 days ago and they won, even though that they have a very bad OPS. So you have to be very careful with this. Yankees are not getting on base recently. They're ranked 22nd. And then you got the Orioles ranked 2nd. So as you can see, it says vastly superior. Overall, I do still like the Yankees because of the pitching. Obviously, they have a lot of power right here with Judge and Goldschmidt. Let me make sure on that. Give me a second. Yeah, Goldschmidt right here. So, but one thing I'm looking at is Goldschmidt doesn't get a lot of hits off this guy, or at least he hasn't seen him a lot. But then you got Grisham, Judge, Bellinger. I'm going a little bit deeper into Woods there. But basically, Yankees should be looking good. Let me go a little bit further. 6-4 for the last 10. The Yankees are 4-6. Orioles are 5-5. It does say that the Yankees are supposed to win by 1 run, as the projection says. The win, everything on the models says Yankees should win, 74% chance. Again, this is the projected score, 4.9. And then it's saying the Yankees are favored not to bet. Again, I'm not going to get into all those details, but basically it's saying that the Yankees should be winning the game before the 9th inning hits. Therefore, they should be winning. Okay. Now let's look. Let's see. Yeah, you're welcome, man. Those were good. With 5-2 day yesterday. All right. So we got the hits market. Now we're looking at the over/under hits, just the hits in general. So this is what the books are saying. Okay. Now you can see the Orioles are favored to go on the under 8.5 hits for the total of the game. And then the Yankees are under 9.5. So I don't even care if it's favored to go on the under for the Yankees, because the line is different. You can see the line is 9.5 for the Yankees, and the Orioles is 8.5. So that's already one extra hit, regardless if it's favored to be on the under. I hope that made sense. If not, put a question in there. Let me know what you think. But basically, the hits market, you have to look at who's supposed to get more hits, and it's telling you right there the Yankees are supposed to get more hits, and the Orioles are favored to go on the under those less hits. Okay, it does say it's the biggest contradiction right here. It's telling you the wrong picture, so let me remove that. Let me remove this. All right. Anyways, 81% of the money, 81% of the handle, 84% of the money. The line is shifting. They got better pitching, better bullpen. The only thing that's contradicting is the OPS. So you might want to stay away from this one. I'm going to go with the Yankees actually, but maybe with a half a unit. Not sure exactly how I'm going to play that one. All right, I'm going to give you guys 2 batters after all of this, so stick around for that. The Blue Jays, here we go. This is probably the better one that I like. The Blue Jays are at -190, and they went down to a -185. So the line is shifting towards the White Sox, which I don't like. 84% of the handles coming in on the Blue Jays. 92% of the money is coming in on the Blue Jays as well. So the graph is right here. I know it's harder to see that, but this is what I don't like. If 84% of the handle is coming in on the Blue Jays and 92% of the money is coming in on the Blue Jays, why is the line shifting towards the White Sox? That's something you have to pay very close attention to. So I might stay away from this game just because of those reasons. Again, it's going down 5 cents in the wrong direction. Now let's see if we can figure it out why. If not, then I'm going to stay away. Overall record 23-52. They're 5th in the American League Central. Blue Jays have been very good recently. They've been very, very good. Now let's take a look at the pitching. Look at Turnbull. Maybe this is the reason. The Turnbull is not this guy Turnbull. He's not. He doesn't have a lot of experience. He's only got 2 strikeouts. He's played. This is his second game playing this season, and he's got a 2.08 ERA. Compare that to this guy. Even though he's lost 7 games, that's just the overall losing streak for the White Sox because they suck. But look at his ERA is decent. 3.79 ERA, 53 strikeouts. So I guess what they're showing here is that's the reason the line is shifting the other way, is because of this pitching. Now let's look at the bullpen. If the bullpen is decent, look at the bullpen is decent for Blue Jays. They're in elite form with Yariel, Yimi, and Brule. And then you compare that to one of the worst available today for the White Sox. So too many contradictions, guys. I'm going to stay away from this one as well. I do like the Yankees. Look, it does show that they're supposed to win. The Blue Jays are supposed to win by 1 run. 77% chance win probability for the Blue Jays. They are not favored to bat in the 9th. That means that they should be winning the game. So I'm gonna go with the Blue Jays on the money line. I'm not gonna go with the spread. Let me write this down. I'm gonna go with the Blue Jays on the money line. So it says weaker pitcher. So definitely don't get like the first 5 innings, for example. And then I like the Yankees, maybe at a half a unit, or stay away. And then I'm going to say stay away spot, or what's the reasons? OPS. Okay, so again, like I said, the OPS for the Yankees was even worse a couple of days ago, and they still won the game. So the pitching is very strong with Max Fried also. All right. So that's what I'm looking at so far. Here's some more information, important factors. The Blue Jays are 11-2 in the last 13 games. So they're 84% hit rate at home, 77% win chance. They have a better OPS, and their overall dominance over the White Sox is decent as well. So there's a lot of indications why the Blue Jays should win. Now let's look at the Diamondbacks. It's the last one that I'm looking at, and then I'm going to give you guys two batters. If you haven't done so, guys, go to the link in the description. Go to orbeastsportspicks.com. Make sure you get the free picks right here. Also, we have 1-day passes for VIP, 1-week passes, 1-month passes. We also have Discord access, which actually the best value for your money. We're putting in nerf fees in there. We're putting a lot of data in there. And then the other thing is the Sharp Edge. The Sharp Edge is actually what I'm looking at right here. Okay, so if you're on any other channel besides YouTube, go to YouTube and type in Beast Sports Picks and subscribe over there. All right, so last game I'm looking at here, and then I'm going to hook you guys up with the two batter props, is the Diamondbacks. We've been fading the Rockies all season long. Not every game, obviously, but it's been very, very decent for us to fade the Rockies. So let's see if we can fade them today again. The line did not shift dramatically at all. It's kind of stuck at a 186, but also a 186 is considered very heavy. So you have to take that into consideration also, is that even though the line is not shifting, a 186 number is actually considered a very heavy favorite. So anyways, let's keep going. 80% of the handle, 77% of the money is coming in on the Diamondbacks. Let's remove this. All right. Overall, Diamondbacks are a 500 team. Compare that to the worst team in history is the Rockies. What else? Recent head-to-head. Let's take a look at the pitching. So Gomber is, I don't know if this is a rookie or they just brought him in off injury. I don't know, but he has no record at all. He only has 4 strikeouts with no ERA information or nothing. This guy's not so good either. You got Gallen over here. And then he's a 4-8 record with a 5.1 ERA. So he's not good at all. Compare that to Gomber, which has 0 stats. So this is undetermined. I don't like it. Let's take a look at the OPS. Let's keep going here, actually. Let me just not skip around. So this is pretty bad. Yeah, Diamondbacks has a bad pitcher. Rockies has, okay, let's look. This is the bullpen, actually. So the bullpen, not only is the pitcher starting bad for the Diamondbacks, the starting pitcher is bad and the bullpen is bad. Plus, like I said, the line was stuck at a 186, even though heavy money and heavy juice was coming in on the Diamondbacks. So these are all negative factors. I don't like them. Best offense. So now you're going against the best offense. All right, that's enough for me to stay away. So once you see all this information, then it tells you clearly you should stay away from this game because they're going against the Rockies, which actually in the last 7 games, they have the best OPS, meaning on-base percentage in the last 7 games. So they've been on fire. Current form, it says that the Diamondbacks have been on fire, but that's not enough for me to look at this. It is saying that the Diamondbacks should win. Look at this little graph right here. It does tell you. Let me see if I can give you a better look at that graph. Give me a second. Here it is. So this is a better look at that graph. Look at the Rockies. They have 4 games in a row that they've covered the spread. And then they look over here, the little red circles over here. That's 3 circles out of 5, meaning that they've lost or not covered the spread 3 of the last 5 games. Compare that to the Rockies is 4 of 5. That's enough for me to stay away from this. So what I do like is the Blue Jays on the money line. and I'm going to take the Yankees on half a unit. So if you guys want to follow that, that's cool. If not, can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me? Hello? Hello? Can you guys hear me? All right, I can't keep going unless I get somebody to comment and say, yes, we can hear you. I would appreciate it. I just got a message that's saying my audio went out. So I want to make sure you can hear me. Anybody? Hello? Yes. Okay. Thank you, Danny. All right. So here's the first player, guys. This guy, Yander Diaz, I'm going to be honest, man, this is the first time that this dude has popped up for me this season. So it's a little bit questionable when I see that, because normally I see the same batters over and over and over pop up pretty much daily. So that's a little bit of a questionable thing, but there's reasoning behind my thought process here. So you got Yander Diaz. He's going against this Kikuchi here, or how the hell you say that? Kikuchi. He's got an ERA of 3.05. Okay. Now you see this. He's got an 80% hit rate overall. He does come up to bat between 4 and 5 times. 4 and 5 times. And then he has faced this pitcher 3 times and he's gotten 1 hit. Now I did the research behind his graph. Well, basically what I look at is the heat graph of where the guy pitches compared to where this guy hits. So think about this, okay? He has an 80% hit rate overall. On some of those games, he's got multiple hits. So 2 hits, 2 hits, 3 hits, 2 hits. We only need him to get 1 hit. He comes up to bat between 4 and 5 times. And then he has faced this guy 3 different times and he's gotten 1 hit. So not only is he at 80% hit rate getting hits overall, he's at a 33% hit rate against this pitcher directly. All right. So that's the first guy I'm going with. And then the other guy is going to be Hunter Goodman from the Rockies. He's going against, like I told you, unproven Gomber pitcher over here. And then he has 80% hit rate between 4 and 5 times at bat, mostly 5 times at bat. He's exceeded this line 13 straight games, or not straight, but 13 out of the last 15 games. He's gotten 1 hit out of the he's faced this pitcher 3 times and has gotten 1 hit. So sorry, let me go back a little bit. I'm looking at the wrong pitcher. So I'm looking at Zach Allen over here. He's facing this guy, Hunter Goodman. And look at this. Now this is even looking better. So whenever the Zach Gallen here is going against Colorado Rockies, and like I mentioned, that's why all this stuff matters, because now we're remembering that the Rockies have one of the best OPS records in baseball right now for the last 7 games. They're facing this weaker pitcher at a 5.19. Not only that, but whenever they face the Rockies, this dude is at a 10.8 ERA, which is horrible. I mean, 5.19 is horrible. When you go double that, 10.8 is even more horrible. You compare over here again, faced him 3 times. He's gotten 1 hit. Heat graph matches. I already did the research. So bottom line, guys, I'm going with Hunter Goodman to get 1 hit. Yander Diaz to get 1 hit. I'm going with Blue Jays money line, and I'm going with the Yankees with half a unit. Let me make sure on something, and then I'll go from there. Give me a second. I want to make sure one thing. I want to make sure I'm not missing some team or something. Give me a second. I appreciate you guys being here, man. If you haven't done so, make sure you subscribe. So, yeah. All right. I was looking at the Blue Jays, Diamondbacks, Rays, and Yankees. I was just confirming which ones I was looking at. So, I do like the Yankees, half a unit, and then the Blue Jays. I've been looking at the Blue Jays since yesterday. They should be decent, even though they have a weaker pitcher. Yeah, good morning, man. Thank you. All right, guys, let me know if you have any questions. Again, it was a decent day, 5-2 day. Overall, we're back in the green, which is what's important. Staying in the green right here, 1.42 units yesterday. And we keep it going, guys. So Let me know if you guys are, if you guys could please share this, comment, like when you see these videos. Also, I appreciate you guys if you can subscribe. Thank you so much, man. We've grown over 1,500 subscribers on YouTube, and I appreciate every one of you, man. Let's have another great day. If you guys want, one final thing I'll say here is, if you like these breakdowns, man, make sure you give me a thumbs up on the videos whenever I post them. And if you want help building your bankroll, send me a text message. Let me know. Say, hey man, I'm interested in learning how to build up my bankroll with these, profitable bets. So make sure you text me if you guys are interested in that. Also check out the links in the description, guys. All right. Appreciate you all, man. Let's have a great day.